Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. What is Tank talking about? I would do it for the free. I will do it for the free. I will do it for the free. Let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And I started it off by saying I will do it for the free. What is Tank talking about? I will do it for the free. Now, clearly, in this game of boxing, everything is strategic. You got to think about what you say, what it means, what you say. What is he talking about? I can speculate. I can neither confirm or deny, but I can speculate. So first we got in the building Eric Gomez. He's saying, Bomb Squad. This is Deontay Wilder country over here, as y'all all know. Then we got Demetrius Bright in the building. What's poppin' King? Oh, and what's poppin' King to Eric Gomez too. Salute Queen Miss T. First, we're going to do the water check. This is my 10th water. It seems like around this time of day, I'm at 10, especially if I go out or whatever. If I'm at home all day, I can get up higher than 10. But if I'm out and about, because you don't want to have to use the bathroom all the time when you're out and about. Public bathrooms is a thing. And whether or not you want to use them, that's a thing. So, I don't take water with me when I'm out and about. I mean, if I'm thirsty, I'll go buy some, but mostly I try to drink up before I leave the house or while I'm in the house. But what's the water check? What y'all drinking now? Refreshing. And I'm almost done with just that gulp. Just that gulp. Demetrius Bright said, bad news, Queen T. Bomac and Miss, they ducked Errol Spence. Wow. Oh, I didn't hear it, so I can't even talk on it. What happened, Demetrius? You had 51 ounces. That's what's up. The phone lines are open. If it's too much to type, let me make sure. Yeah, the phone lines are open. If it's too much to type, you can call in, Demetrius. Or I'm not aware of it, so I really can't speak on it. Whether he duck or whatever. But saying, speaking thus far on it, meaning I'm not aware of this news. So even at that point, and I'm saying this before y'all tell me what happened. Are they going to fight this year? That's all I care about. Are they going to fight? Does it mean anything? Does it change, the calculus of what I think? Probably not. Probably not from what I think of Bud, from what I think of Earl, from what I think of them two together. It's not probably going to change how I feel about it. I don't know. It depends. It depends if you come back and say Bo Mike and Terrence team was like actually scared or something. I mean, I don't know. Tashika Riley in the building was popping queen. Hey, love you. Look so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. So, I mean, if you could type it or you could call it in, or I put the link in, you can beam in. You can use your avatar if you want to. Um, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. Like, it's probably not going to change what I think of them two together or their potential fight in the near future. Um, I don't know. I really don't know nothing about it. I didn't read up on that. I didn't see that news, but you guys fill me in. Feel free to keep me abreast. But y'all saw the title. I would do it for the free. And I'm like, you'll do what for the free? Tank, what is you talking about? You'll do it for the free. You don't box for the free. So what do you do for the free? And he basically talking about he'll face Kambosos just to be whooping his ass. Like he can keep his belts. He don't care about the belts. And I was like, for me, that statement do mean something. And I tell you why. When you say that, Tank, it makes me think that everything you doing is just about money. And you're an exciting fighter and we love you and we like you. So maybe we'll patronize your events. But remember what I told y'all about, it's not the fans' job to line your pockets when all you doing is for the money. Now he do have some legitimate gripes. He could have learned inside knowledge from who he rolled with, which is Mayweather, because Mayweather wasn't in it per se for the belts neither towards the end of his career. This is something you probably could come to the realization of towards the end of your career. But Tank, you kind of still in the front part of your career. You're still young. So Mayweather didn't come to this towards the end. And was he right about the sanctioning bodies? And y'all heard me say yesterday, y'all got to start calling y'all congressmen and reporting on them. Because they are not a nonprofit, but they operating as one, getting benefits and tax breaks as one, but they are profit business and they operate as one. So, Mayweather wasn't in that, and nor am I. I wouldn't be into it. But Tank, I'm not sure, what you're saying. And I'm not trying to be hard on Tank. I'm just not sure. I give him the benefit of the doubt. He could be sick of it, sick of the belt sanctioning bodies right now. But you're in the front of your career. Demetrius Bryce has simply put, when Bud was undisputed at 140, he had the right to choose Errol for his IBF belt. However, Bomac stated that they chose their easier path by going for WBO fighting Jeff Horn. Okay. Bomac admitted this on Blue Ray's podcast when asked a question by BFTB. Okay. Tank said Kambosos can keep the belts. He just wants the money. And yeah, that's not cool. Like, seriously, if you really into boxing, and I know I could say I'm really into boxing, I want to see them have goals like become champion, become unified, become undisputed. It can't just be about the money. Because every time a fighter fights, they get a prize. It is prize fighting. But if you're going to go on a journey and all you care about is just getting money, then why should I follow you? I'm a fan of the sport. Why should I pay my money to see you? I just don't like those optics from what he said. Is it going to make me not buy a Tank fight? No. He's young. He could very well feel that way, and I'll get into it. But I'll address what you just said, Demetrius. So Bud chose somebody else. If they said it's an easier path, then y'all got him. But now what does that mean going forward? If they want to say he ducked them, by all means. I told y'all, my definition on when do I call people ducks is it's just a slower pace. Like I don't arrive at that point very quickly. Or it might be different considerations or factors to be factored in when I call somebody a duck. But I mean I don't know what to say for that. If he chose Jeff Horn. So I guess somebody gotta tell me, Andrew Charles in the building. Salute, Miss T. Salute to you too, King. So this what it is. So Errol Spence became champion before Bud got up there at 147. And you had Jeff Horn was a champion. All this stuff before Bud got up there. You had your champions. I don't know. I think Keith Thurman was a champion. Okay. So Bud comes up to 147. What is his right? Can anybody answer that question? Because I don't want to put the words out there. I want y'all to tell me what, once Bud went to 147, coming from the state of undisputed in the junior welterweight division. So once he's undisputed, what can he do immediately going up to 147? Y'all tell me that. In my opinion, I think Tank was to fight Kambosos. It would be at a catch weight. That's why he doesn't care about the belts. Well, they both make 135 pretty good, right? I'm wondering why Tank's saying that. Because Tank letting us know it's about the money. It ain't never about the glory and the legacy and, making a mark in the sport. So now we have to, at this point going forward, decide, do we want to line his pockets? You ain't never going to get the fights you really want. You're going to get the nuggets they give you. Andrew Charles said, I think it's sad people out here still trying to discredit Bud. To what end, I asked. Yeah, I mean, we can look at it that way too, Mr. Charles. But what I'm trying to get people to say, I won't say it, but I want y'all to say it. Because y'all have no choice. If you answer the question, you're going to say it. You're going to say what I'm thinking. If Bud is undisputed at 140 and he's dropping his belts and he's going up to 147, and what can he immediately do just by dropping the belts and going up? He can fight who? And Demetrius said because he was undisputed, he could have challenged any of the champions, being whomever's mandatory. Okay, let's stop there. Now, I'm glad you said that because that's what I was going to say. So he could challenge any. So who gets to pick that challenger? Do I get to pick it? Do any of the fans get to pick it? Do it really matters what we want? Whose career is it? How do we get to pick it? I'm not even going to bring Bob into it. I'm just talking about the rights and privileges that you get as undisputed. If you're undisputed, you can go up to the next weight class and challenge whoever with the belts. If there's another undisputed, like in Josh Taylor's sense, if somebody become undisputed at 135, if let's say Kambosos beat Devin or Devin beat Kambosos, once they can drop them belts, go right up to 140 and say, Josh Taylor, I need that. And it has to be done, right? Everybody with me so far, right? Eric Gomez said, I pick it, Miss T. You said I wasn't directing that to you, Miss T. I was responding to Bo Mac's story today. Oh, no, we good. I respect let me just tell y'all, I respect all of y'all's opinions. It's the only way we can talk amicable is we respect each other's opinions. And even if somebody don't agree with me, I'm not butthurt about it. Now, I can get real passionate when it's like silly talk, but y'all don't give me silly talk. Y'all cool. Y'all are my guys. Down like 4 flat tires. I'm almost about to sing the JJ song on you. Together we stand, divided we fall. We tighter than 4 pantyhose is 2 times small. TT, all of y'all, we're the awesome. I can't even say foursome until we are there, but we're the awesome group, you know. So you said Bomac stated that Bud's team chose Horn because it was the easiest path to gain the title. Okay. Eric Gomez said laugh out loud. Yeah. But I guess from what I'm looking at it is in the end of the day, especially with these two fighters, with Terrence and Errol, there's always going to be some hoopla about them. There's always going to be some feelings about them. Like, people say, well, Errol said, let me clean up my side of the street. Let me take the easy path. None of that. I never got caught up in that. I really don't care if Errol said that. I don't care. I'm going to have to say I don't care if I'm keeping the same energy that Terrence and them. They may have said that. I'm conceding. They may have said that because I didn't hear it. But I'll take y'all word for it. That has been said. I'm going to say it like that. That has been said by Bomac. But if they had a choice of anyone, they had a choice of anyone. I don't see the point of getting mad at anything when it comes to this, because it's almost like you saying he had to pick Errol or he had to pick Thurman. He had to pick who he wanted to pick, and he was going to pick who he wanted to pick. Y'all know how Terrence move in them streets. It's his career. He is to do it. So I feel y'all, if Bomac finally said, and Spence fans could be like, I knew it. I feel y'all. I ain't got no beef with that. I ain't got no beef. You said good time. Most definitely, sir. Eric Gomez said good times, a classic show. Love watching the reruns. Most definitely, King. Yeah, so I don't got a problem with Bomac admitting that. He should have said that from the jump. It should have they don't need to be playing cloak and dagger with the truth and all that. Hey, it's your career. I guess with these trainers and fighters be worried about, because we be so passionate about these fights as fans that we act like it's our career. It's not our career. And I know the feeling, because I can get that way. I can get all up in arms that way too. But I have to tell myself, bitch, hold up. This is not your career. You is not getting paid. You ain't on the payroll. And then I'll be like, yeah, I just preferred it to been this way. Kind of like when I got emotional the other day when I was talking about the Haney prospect of him fighting George Kambosos. I knew they was going to throw a monkey wrench in it. I relate to that young man so much. He's young and he's getting a barrier or brick wall put in front of him every time he turn around. And it ain't just the fighters. It's starting to be like the sanctioning bodies and whomever else. It's like they all in on it like it's a conspiracy. And I don't like that. That I don't like. I know how that feels. Demetrius Bright said, just giving you the latest and greatest. I appreciate it, King. Good coming through with that. But I'm happy that he dropped that nugget, and y'all can, gives y'all more of a wide view of how to judge between the two. I'm happy. I'm not mad either way. I'm not mad. I ain't gonna say, well, that don't mean no fuck. What y'all trying to say? If Errol Spence feel like Terrence ducked him and Bomac gave him the proof that happened, then it happened. It happened. My fear is any of that gonna stop them from fighting this year? That's all I want to know. That's all I care about. They gonna get in that ring this year. That's what I need. Michael Fuller, I would do what for the free? That is something that Tank has said. He'll do it for the free. He'll do it without the belts. That's for the free. I mean, the belt. Okay, let's talk about the symbolization, if that's a word, of the belt. what it symbolizes. The hardware upgrades your status. It upgrades you. Am I not lying? When a fighter has a belt, are they not upgraded? Are they on a different level? Are they considered a different level? They're considered what? A champion. When you're a champion, you have to consider the fact that a fighter is a champion or not when you have to pay them. You have to pay champions more. Stop me if I'm wrong. So the belts do mean something. They are after fighters who represent communities that have the finances to support the sport. They are after fighters. Who is they, sir? He said Terrence didn't duck Spence. I mean, Bomac pretty much said it, Michael. I don't feel like either one of them duck each other. It don't matter if Terrence said that, if Bomac is now saying that. When Errol said it about let me clean up my side of the street, I didn't take it as he was ducking Terrence. I don't think either. I look, I go by what they both feel about each other. I have not seen nothing where Errol or Terrence felt about each other like they're ducks or they punks. I don't see it. I haven't seen that. So I'm gonna have to go by those two men, how they see it and how they think, and try to calm down. I have to try to be objective as possible because Terrence is my guy. And some people feel like Errol is their guy. And so because these two fighters have that kind of passion from their fans, we have to be objective and we have to be level-headed about it. So, like, I really make a concerted effort to be level-headed and fair when it comes to them too. Because, it's my favorite guy. And for y'all, Errol is your favorite guy. And we can get lost in the translation. And I don't want that to happen. Demetrius Bright said Camboso has the same energy with Haney if he wins. The fight is in Australia, and the money makes sense when they confronted each other after the Haney Diaz press conference. Higher status, more press, and higher pay usually associated with the belt. Facts. Michael, used to be a belt upgrades you, but there are folks like Haney who have a belt, but he is not recognized by the sanctioning body as a true champion. Oh, they recognize him. They just shitting on him in broad daylight. Oh, they know about him. They know about the man. They just shitting on him in broad daylight as if the fans don't recognize that. That's like I said, that's why I was a little emotional. I relate to him. I so relate to him. He's catching this shit early in his career. A career is a career. It don't matter if it's boxing or, outside, or ownership of your own business or whatever. A career is a career. And you got people going out their way. Like they invested and they working in unison to stall you out, to stop you from progressing. That ain't cool. That's just not cool. It's the nicest way I can say that. Andrew Charles said Tank, Haney, or even Loma will all do huge numbers if they go to Australia. Yeah. And you better come down there to destroy it because you can't just outbox him. Not in his hometown. You ain't gonna be able to do that. But Tank said, I don't need your look, I'm reading my notes. He said, he doesn't care about the belts. He will whoop his ass for free. And I'm like, huh? The hell? For the free, shouty? For the free? What? But that's what Tank is saying. And he said, like when they were just talking about his past weekend, they judging everything off this past weekend. Now it's coming out. And there's fighters who say that. And I'm, again, not making excuses for Teofimo. But people are figuring out he was weight drained for the fight. He kind of looked like depth, like that matters in the long run. Fighters know when they see that shit. Just like, when I tell on my wellness show, I would talk about people who possibly have thyroid issues. I can tell. I know the symptoms. I know what to look for. I can just see it. I didn't, it's possible you don't see it on yourself at first, but once you, go through something, you can see it on others really, really quick. And other fighters can see when another fighter is weight drained or out of their woe. They just know. And George Pete Gang, at their weigh-ins and stuff. Is Tank using reverse psychology? I thought about that. He really wants us to believe that, and I hope he don't want us to think that way of him, that he doesn't want to be a champion, a unified champion, or undisputed. Why wouldn't he want us to think that? We Tank, is that what you want us to believe nowadays? I don't want to see Tank like that. Because then I'm going to be like, all I'm doing is lying in your pocket. I didn't buy the fights just to line people's pocket. It's puff, puff, give. You know what I'm saying? Michael Fuller said, no, I read that one. Tank. Yeah, real talk and blatantly stated, there is more Latin/Mexican money that supports boxing and ticket and pay-per-view purchases. To have a Latin and Mexican as one side of the fight equation means no money. That should not be something, like, for me. I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if I believe that. I haven't seen any numbers on that. But even if that was true, I really don't care. Like, I mean, I'm being honest with you when I say that. I really don't care, because I know black people spend money. And y'all gonna respect my black dollars. That's what I would say to those folks out there. You're gonna respect my black dollars, because they spend too. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, that may be true, but that's not how you make decisions. You have rules in place for a reason. You try to be fair. If that's the career somebody chose, then why would you cheat them and come over during that career? What would be the purpose of it? Why would you make moves that's not conducive to your career? Because, Mexicans like it now. What about when white people used to like it more? Mexicans, to me, are getting away with a lot of stuff. Not all Mexicans participate, but some. Like the Mauricio Suleimans of the world, the president of the WBA, Mendoza, I think that's his name. These folks getting away with murder in these boxing streets, and nobody's holding them accountable. They showing favoritism, racism, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and nobody's holding them accountable. But I don't believe we throw the baby out with the bathwater, because they all corrupt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to even give that any fodder, any life. They pay more, because I almost don't believe it. We're the biggest consumers in America per year, black people. And even saying that, boxing fans will be boxing fans, whatever color you are. Demetrius said, wow, Isaac Cruz is way smaller than Tank. Tank was sizing him out. Mayweather spoke at the press conference trying to sell the pay-per-view. Yeah. Now, Tank is used to fighting people bigger than him. Sometimes you can be caught up in that life, and then you forget to train for the people that's your size. If Isaac Cruz, I'm gonna talk about later how I think that fight should go. I got Tank though. Eric Gomez said, T.O., Devin, and Ryan are big kids for 135 weight. I'm liking that Tank has been maintaining his fitness these last couple of fights. Me too, King. Andrew said, I've seen a couple of interviews with Cruz on some Spanish channel. He's serious. He's a serious fighter. A few words. He's going to come at Tank. Could be a fun fight while it lasts. True that. If the black murderers roll, a lot of money would be made. For example, Tank versus Haney, Tank versus Shakur, Boots versus Crawford, or Gary Antoine Russell versus Regis. True that. Charlo versus Andre. True that. The bottom line is that a lot of black people don't have the residual income to come out and support black fighters, as Mexican Latino fighters are supported by their countries and communities. I think a lot of black people, I don't want to seem like I'm disagreeing with you, Mike. I hear what you're saying, but I think a lot of black people probably just prefer to stay at home and buy the fight. They're happy just to do that. I mean, Cause what's all involved? You talking, and let's say they Vegas fights. Of course, it's more Mexicans over there anyway than the East Coast. Start having them fights in DC. Cause DC has an MGM. Start having the fights in the MGM in DC. We'll see how many Mexicans come out. Won't be a lot. Be a lot of black people though. A lot of black people. You know why? Because it's a hop, skip, and a jump to that. That's a metropolitan area. You got Maryland, DC, Virginia, and Philly. I mean, it's a metropolitan area. A lot of people from those areas will run to that fight. Won't be a lot of Mexicans there. And they got an MGM in DC. You know what I'm saying? Cruz is easy work for Tank. Extremely wide puncher. Expect Tank to knock him out with one of those vicious uppercuts while he is rushing in. That's possible. That's possible. You said, wow, if you went to either the Wilder versus Fury 3 or Tank versus Barrier, you might think differently. Fight turnout depends on the venue and location. Most definitely, it does. It does. The black fighters who are true fans of boxing, they don't fall off just for a little controversy here and there. As the same as Mexican fighters who are true fans of boxing, they don't fall off just for controversy either. You know, it's give or take, you know. Like, I bought the Canelo fight this time because of Caleb Plant. I was supporting him. But the previous Canelo fights, I didn't even buy. I don't even care. I don't even care what he do. All them limbs and columns and shit, I didn't see none of that shit. Now, I'm a real boxing fan, but I was impressed to see that because it's Canelo. Fuck Canelo. You know, for me, Ryan, I'm not paying for shit. And if he don't come on the TV that I already have Showtime. I know HBO don't do boxing, but back in the day when they had boxing on HBO, if you came on there, I got to see you. But that's why I paid per month for that subscription, right? Ryan asked me when I'm gonna ever pay for a pay-per-view for him. Never. I'll pay to see somebody retire his ass for good. Like if he fought Tank, I'm paying for that. But I'm paying for Tank. If he fought Devin, I'm paying for that. But I'm paying for Devin. If he fought Lomachenko, I don't care. I'm not paying for that shit. I'll wait for y'all to come in, put the link in the chat, and I'll be like, one of y'all break down that fight, because I sure as hell didn't look at it. Andrew Charles said Caleb was the most interesting matchup Canelo had in a while. Yeah, it's not good I could say about Canelo. Michael Phillips Fuller said, yep, those areas have some of the most educated, affluent black people and communities in the nation. VA, DC, Philadelphia, ATL. So yes, the come out. The rest of the country's major cities don't. New York, the Barclays, it's even Steven, you know. They have Latinos, they have blacks. It's even Steven, I think, at the Barclays. Madison Square Garden could be that too. The point is, if you go west, you're going to get a lot of Latinos. They don't live that far from them. They could do shit like, oh, I'm driving up Saturday. Just like Atlanta. It ain't nothing. I can buy a ticket to the fight in Atlanta and drive up 4 hours before the fight. And I'm in the fight, watch it, leave, and be home in my bed in a couple hours. That's nothing. I ain't spending a lot of money. See, I don't have to in that situation. Right? DC the same for me. Because I'm from Virginia. My family all up and down there. I can go up there, stay with fam, get a ticket to the fight, drive up to DC, see the fight, drive back, be in my family's house that night, catching them Z's, you know, and stay a couple of days and then come back. It's a win-win. I done visited family. I done went and saw a fight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you go to where black people are, if you build it, they will come. But black people is not flying all the way. They looking at the flights. They looking at the hotel room for what? You know, when they could just spend that $100. You know how black people is. and watch it on TV. Demetrius says Spence has a great fan base in Texas, California, New York, and Nevada. Yeah, he do. Michael Fuller said Benavidez may not beat Canelo, but he for sure will put some serious punishment on Canelo, and Canelo won. Canelo wants no part of that. I actually, I ain't saying it's a guarantee, but I think between Benavidez and Canelo, your guess is good as mine. Because Benavidez, he's, in my opinion, he's not the best boxer. But what's on his side is he's young and he flows with his punch. He's young, but he do a lot of things that's wrong, but he's young. It's like Virgil Ortiz. They get away with shit because they're young. They got good, their reflexes is as good as it's going to get. But you don't want to go into your 30s fighting like that because it's not a winning strategy. Your reflexes going to slow down. Your agility, all that going to slow down. And in between them wide shots and that flowing, bow, somebody who's faster, hit harder, and straighter can knock your ass out. And that's the danger that Benavidez have when facing somebody like Canelo. Demetrius said, Crawford has a great fan base in Nebraska, like Tank is popular in Maryland. Crawford has a Demetrius now. Come on, buddy. Crawfords don't just have a fan base in Nebraska. I know he does though, because they follow. They love them some Crawford, but Warren Buffett is a Crawford fan. He's from Nebraska. But Crawford has a fan base just as big as, I believe, Errol. I mean, that's why it's just like, it's so, you have to be so careful how you talk about these guys. Because I could say Crawford has just as big of a fan base as Errol. And I believe some Errol Spence fans will, could take offense to that. And I don't know why. Like, it's just a belief. I see it. I feel it. I see it. I talk to a lot of people too. There's people, it's the rivalry of the century. Like I'm telling you, if ever there was a rivalry, this is it. So, I don't, Spence definitely has a fan base, but so do Crawford. And I think it's fair to say either one. But, like I said, here go my dog, as usual. She on time, boy. She consistent. But going back to what Tank has said about he'll fight for the free, he don't care. He just want to whoop his ass. And you don't want those belts, Tank. And we got to believe that. Tank, I would say, and this is just for Tank, they know their business. He's a professional. He's been groomed by one of the best. That's, to me, I wouldn't talk like that because it opens up people's mind to thinking that's all you doing is money grabs. And I don't think you want people to think like that because, yeah, you young and everything's all peachy dory, but you can be young for only a few years. You know what I'm saying? There is going to come a point where nobody gives you that benefit of the doubt of being a young man. And that's coming up on you real soon. But I could say that and people don't believe it, or maybe he could be hearing it. He may not agree with it and all that. Y'all don't agree with it until you get into it. Everybody in here who's over 30 know damn well what I'm talking about. You're young until you're not. And when you get like in your early 30s, the shit that people gave you the benefit of the doubt in your 20s, they will not. They be done with your ass. I'm telling you. So I don't want Tank to put it out there like that. He could be just beating his chest. So I'm going to leave it at that's what he was doing. But I don't like that statement. I just don't. It ain't the end of the world, but I just don't like that statement. Demetrius said just generalizing where they do big numbers to be explicit. Tank is popular in Maryland, Georgia, Texas, Nevada, and California. PGH Big Dog was popping King. He said, salute Queen T. I feel you, Demetrius. I feel you, King. Like I said, you guys, I respect all y'all opinions. Y'all can say what y'all want. I don't get butthurt or nothing. I respect it, and y'all show me respect, so we good over here. Y'all tell me, because I always say, When you know better, you do better, right? I'm not above learning some nuggets from y'all. Like Demetrius, you put me up on game today with what Bomax said. I didn't know anything about it. Ain't know nothing about it. But I know that could be something that can be caught statically and just talked about forever. So for me, I look at it like, well, what does it mean? What does it mean going forward? Because going forward, all of us in here, I thought we all want that fight. So does it mean that Earl is stronger or bigger or better than Crawford, or does it mean that Crawford is stronger or bigger or better than Earl? From what Bomax said, it just means, just like it's their career. They chose a path to go in their career. they didn't call none of us and ask. And what probably mattered the most is what both of them think of each other. And as far as I can see right now, I don't think Earl look at Crawford as he a punk or a pushover, and I don't think Crawford look at Earl as he a punk or a pushover. And because it's them two guys, the creme de la creme is what I like to call them both. I try to be real careful what I'm saying, because I don't want nothing to derail with them two facing each other. Nothing. And sometimes the fans, we can put our foot in our mouth and mess up a lot of stuff. So I want to do my part and making sure that the creme de la creme meets up. Michael Fuller said Bomax said Terrence was ducking Spence. Yeah, that's what Demetrius said. Crawford fan base is not pay-per-view draw. He need to just take the biggest payday and make the fight. See, I don't think we can say that, PGH. We can't say what another man need to do when it comes to his money. He needs to do what he wants to do. But is it possible? Just possible. It's just a thought. Do you know how much you got to go through just to get on Crawford's payday with ESPN2 or Plus? I mean, you know how much you got to go through to get an Earl fight? You click a button. You call your provider. I want this fight. Boom, it's done. It's not so easy. I think the powers that be who Crawford was with had played a factor in why his shit didn't sell the way it sold. But none of that matters, because if Terrence Crawford say, I'm worth, I don't care if he said I'm worth $1 billion. That's what that man feels. That's what that man feels. I can't turn around and say, nigga, you really ain't worth $1 billion, but you can go ahead and take this $1,000 and you should be happy with that we gave you that. That's arrogance on another level. That's arrogance on another level, because if we looking at them in their whole career, totality, those guys are the creme de la creme. We can't say that they not. So I don't know what Crawford gonna take. I don't even want to get into that part with the fight. I mean, it's cool that you said that, but I'm saying for me, the reason why y'all are here, the answers that I give, is because for me, not you, PGH. You can speculate all you want, big dog. You can't go over here. Y'all can speculate on how much money should be, whatever, but I just feel leery. Like, can I tell anybody, any of y'all or anybody out there, nah, you really need to just take this much and be happy? Imagine somebody ever saying that to you. How would you look at it? Like, what? Michael Fuller says Spence don't want that smoke right now. That is obvious. I don't think it's that. Remember I said, I don't think both of them feel like either one of them are ducking each other or, a punk or scared of each other. I don't think they feel that way about each other at all. And I'm glad that they don't feel that way about each other. So if they don't feel that way about each other, we shouldn't feel that way about them. Either one. Bomac admitted that they took the easy route with Jeff Horn last night. And we was talking about that, PGH. But that makes both of them saying that. And for me, it don't mean nothing. But if it satisfies Spence fans to hear Bomac say he took the easy route, and if they label him a duck, I'm not gonna argue with that. I don't give the label duck. It takes a lot for me to call you a duck. And I have the factors that I use now. It's an opinion. Y'all hear me call people chaducks. And most of the time when I call somebody a duck, it's based on the factor that I feel like they kind of scared of the person. You know what I'm saying? That there's a fear with that. Not just ducking for money or ducking for whatever. It's an actual fear associated with the ducking. And so for me, I don't, I'm like leery of when I call people a duck or whatever. For others, it might be real easy. You didn't fight them, you're a duck. And that's their opinion. I don't have nothing to say about it. But if he said that, then that makes both of them saying that. Andrew Charles, they were playing gotcha with Bomac and got a soundbite out of it. Could have been. Being honest, I feel like both Spence and Crawford needs one more fight with other opposing before fighting each other. However, I'm not the actual fighter or promoters. They could feel that way too. They probably could. I don't think Bomac would be speaking against Terrence like that. I would have to see Bomac actually saying that on tape. Probably, that's a good point. Donna Watson, what's popping, Queen? Okay. Hey Donna, are you from another country? Because I see you put comments and I see this Vast Tech. I don't even know what that is, but what's popping? Welcome to the show. Michael Fuller said if Terrence is up to it and wants to shut down all the 60-40 crap, he should fight Ugas and then challenge Spence with WBO, WBA belts for Spence, WBC, and IBF. That's a good plan too. I was wondering which one of them gonna go there. I could see both of them going for that, and I wouldn't be mad at either one. I wouldn't be like, "Nah, Earl, you can't go for that. Let Terrence get some." I mean, it would be a good strategy. That's why it's not cool that they Ugas up like that. And at this point right now, that point would be moot because Ugas is preoccupied. He is nothing he could do about it right now. He has to beat who's in front of him, and then we'll see going forward. PGH Big Dog said Bud finally left Aaron. He must make the fight. It's on him now. Look, listen again. I know a lot of people was upset with his business choices. And I will say this to y'all kings. I didn't like the business choice, right? I didn't like it, but that's how far I took it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it because I don't think Bob does a good service to black fighters. I think he has he puts no value in black fighters. And that's right there is enough for me. To be like, if you're a black fighter, why would you sign with Bob at all? But we are not in their shoes. We don't know what's going on. It turns out where everybody can say that, oh, he got robbed or, he got played. Or I don't think that Terrence felt that he got played. And the only person that matters to is Terrence. Terrence is a millionaire. So is Errol. Coming from where he started, Terrence is not unhappy. He's able to feed his kids. He's able to raise his kids. He's able to go to their matches. He's able to do everything he wants and more. He does a lot of philanthropy work. He goes to Africa. He does a lot of good stuff outside of boxing. But, he struck a deal that was good for him. If Bob want to use him as a person to savor his fighters that he want to prop up, like that's what I think he gets black fighters for. Let me corral these niggas over here. So when the fighter that I really want to make money off and put on the pedestal fight, I ain't got to worry about these niggas coming over there to fight him because I ain't going to never let that happen. That's what I think Bob does. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence, for whatever reason, felt he needed that money. And Bob, he had a lot of fights, y'all. Count up his fights. If he was making $3 to $4 million a fight, count them up. That's a lot of money. Everybody say they were tomato cans. Okay. He got money for fighting tomato cans. He at least had an agenda that a fan could respect, meaning I'm in this rank, I'm in this weight division. Let me do what I'm going to do here. Then I'm gonna move up to the next weight division. I become undisputed. Okay, cool. I'm dropped the belts. I go up to this weight division. He ain't bouncing and bebopping all around. Far as we know, his agenda is to become unified and then undisputed here at the 147. That's as far as we know. He hasn't shown us nothing to say he ain't gonna do that. Same thing with Earl. As far as we know, Earl gonna clean out the division and then he'll move up. As far as we know, they are the creme de la creme. They must meet up and fight. And you will have, it's almost like a civil war. This shit is akin to the Civil War of America. Because in that war, you had brothers fighting brothers, cousins fighting cousins, mamas and daddies fighting children. It was the weirdest thing. But that's kind of how I see this rivalry. Micah Fuller said, but Ugas is a bad boy. Strong, great defense, superb boxer. Think he beat Terrence in the amateurs. He might have, King, but he ain't fucking with Terrence now. Or Earl. If they want that belt, all they gotta do is sign a contract and they taking that belt. PGH Big Dog said Bomac looked bad on that podcast. He spilled the beans and ran out the live. That was some soft crap. I gotta go check it out, King. Andrew Charles said it's a hard interview to watch, to be honest. Everybody was clearly really excited and all over the place. That's probably why they don't do interviews. PGH Big Dog, Heyman will force WBA to let Ugas versus Spence, then Bud versus Spence in November. Now, I don't know. You know something we don't know? That Al will force the WBA to let Ugas, because Ugas been crying to everybody but Santa Claus, and Al hasn't come to his rescue just yet. He may. Hey, that's a little jewel that you drop in here. Andrew Charles said, I get it though. It was on Blu-ray's channel, and he's been talking shit lately. Blu-ray or Blue Blood? Which one? Michael Fuller, Bob has never treated black fighters with the same precedence and support as white fighters. That's from Ali to Mayweather to Crawford. True that. PGH. Aaron robbed Bud of at least $50 million. Damn shame. Now he can really cash in. Yeah. And some people, believe it or not, some people will not even cry over that spilt milk. I know to all of us, we like 50 fucking million. Nigga, you know what But when Bud and them, did y'all see that original documentary type thing on Bud in the beginning of his life? That's some humble beginnings for your ass. So if you remember, because let me tell y'all, I come from humble beginnings too. There's a thing that I do to this day. Like if let's say, not right now, because I'm doing my little journey with the wellness thing, but let's say I make a sandwich. If I go downstairs and make a sandwich, do you know I put one piece of meat, like if it's turkey or turkey ham or something, I put one piece of meat and one cheese on my bread and I make a sandwich. And I remember being grown in the Navy and, having my own place or people, be around and I make my sandwich like that. Or when I make peanut butter and jelly, I make sure I get like a teaspoon, like the very minimum I need to spread it across the bread and the jelly, because we grew up real poor. And my mama was particular about shit like that, because you're going to run through shit if you do a lot. And to this day, I can't eat sandwiches, except if it's like a Subway or Jersey Mike. I'm sure they put more on their meat on their bread, but to this day, like, you fuck around and let me make a sandwich, you're going to be mad as hell, because, and I didn't know that people be like, bitch, hold up, why you get one piece of meat? And in fact, we could only use either a meat or a cheese. You couldn't always have both. If you had both, that was a delicate. That was a delicacy. That was like, oh shit. That was what was going on. That's a special event. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, it's stuck with me. I don't make sandwiches. Like some of that poor shit that we used to do when we was little. Here I am. I haven't been like that since I left home. I haven't been that poor since I left home. and that shit is still stuck with me. So when I think of Terrence Crawford, I can easily relate and be like, this nigga probably thinking about he was poor like that as a grown man. And now look at him. Homes in different places. Michael Fuller said, I want to see this podcast with Bo Mack speaking against Terrence. What is the link? Andrew Charles said, Blu-ray from Spence Camp. Oh, Blu-ray was interviewing. Oh. I can't remember his exact position, but I believe he's Spence strength and conditioning coach. Yeah, I think he is. Michael Fuller said, laugh out loud, either meat or cheese. Damn. It was true. At PGH, Big Dog said, at Andrew Charles, salute fam. Blu-ray is strength and conditioning coach and is making noise in these YouTube streets. Okay. Michael Fuller, that is PTSD for your ass. Post-traumatic sandwich. You caught me off guard with that one, player. I probably do. I probably do have PTSD. That shit is funny. Because I would catch myself in midstream doing shit during the day, but like, I ain't poor. Why the fuck I'm, but it sticks with you. That memory sticks with you. And I cannot, when I even shit, everything I bring into this house, I be like, we're going to use all of it. We're going to, shit, we don't throw away no little pieces. So we're going to get everything we could get, out of whatever we use. Some people change furniture like 2 and 3 years. I buy furniture, be like, this bitch got to last 15 years. At least. And I'm going to get rid of it because I'm just tired of seeing it. It ain't going to be broke. I'm telling you. I have a lot of poor mentality still with me. It's cool. It's cool because it don't allow me to up money. Like when I buy some shit, I used to raise my kids like that. One thing you can't do is mess up my money. Don't do that. Because you're going to make me snap. You know what I'm saying? Money don't come on trees. So when you buy something, you buy it with the expectancy of lasting long. That's why I don't buy cheap shit. Because sometimes you can buy some cheap shit and what you expect. Yeah, he's been going off. So it's on Blu-ray, Instagram, and Loyal to the Game Boxing YT channel. Okay. It was on Blu-ray's channel, YouTube channel, and BFTB. Ask Bo Mack the question. And type that link I dropped in YouTube. Okay. So y'all can go check it out. I'll take y'all word for it. It don't change nothing for me. It just don't. Smash the like button up in here, y'all. Give me that little Christmas gift. Cool. I just want y'all to smash the like button. So, in the end of the day, we was talking about Tank. I just want to make sure I don't forget. We was talking about Tank and what Tank is saying. And I said, you have to be careful when you state your agenda out here in these boxer streets, because then we as fans can sit back and say, do we want to follow you? Do we want to put our money? Do we want to line your pockets? I'm looking for champions. I'm looking for undisputed. I'm looking for the best fighting the best. I'm not looking for people who making the money run. I'm not doing it. I might as well do, just start cash apping everybody, whatever. If it's going to be like that. But I'm not doing that. Michael Fuller said, I am joking. That is what we had to do growing up. Those before us had it a lot worse than that, like eating chitterlings and ish. Yeah, that's something I don't eat. I don't eat chitlins or whatever. But so these are possible reasons that Tank could have said, and this is me giving Tank the benefit of the doubt. He could have said, I'll do it for the free because Tank Davis is a star. Don't y'all know that Tank Davis is a star? Y'all know that. The sanctioning fees of it all. Shit, Floyd taught y'all that. Who the fuck want to pay them sanctioning fee? I keep telling y'all, they are not operating as a nonprofit. They're operating as a profit. Somebody need to Blow the whistle on them. Should be the whistleblower. All you gotta do is call your congressman, let the cat out the bag, and let them do what they do. Just do it one time. It don't take but less than 5 minutes of your day. Hey, let me speak to Congressman so and so. They busy. Can I take a message? Yeah, you got this entity operating in America, messing up the sporting, whatever. They have a nonprofit, but if you look at everything they do, they doing everything for profit. What y'all gonna do about it? I thought y'all don't allow that from the 501Cs. Oh, we'll let Congressman so and so know, and we'll get we'll hopefully get back to you. And your name, sir? And your name, ma'am? What's your number? Okay. And they ain't gonna never call your ass back, but they might look into it if enough of us call and complain. Then what some Mauricio Suleiman gonna do? He gonna try to make sure his books is clean. So therefore, he's got to stop doing his unfavorable, corrupt ass backwoods dealing, trying to upgrade Mexicans all the time by cheating and allowing them to cheat. He got to come out looking like smelling like roses. He got to come off looking like Leave It to Beaver and shit. Clean cut, American apple pie. He ain't gonna be able to do it. Y'all put them dogs on him. And Tank feel he will be stuck in fighting nobodies. And of note, T.O. actually had a bicep injury. Not making excuses. Just giving y'all the updates. He had a bicep injury and he had asthma. Now I seen him puffing on that asthma pump at the end of the fight. I didn't even know he had asthma. I didn't even know that they allow people with asthma to box. I have asthma. It's not a joke. And you don't want to take that medicine and you don't got asthma. So I seen him inhaling, exhaling, at the end of the fight. Tank's a superstar and he's maturing. He will be where Floyd is one day regarding his net worth. Yeah, Tank is playing TBE. That's the role he playing right now. When he should be playing Pretty Boy. That's the role he should be playing. It's Pretty Boy. But he playing TBE. And he's being moved like that. And good for him. Good for his pockets. But are you going to remember Tank because he made a lot of money? Do you concentrate that much on a man and his pockets? That's a good question. That's a good question for Grown Woman Talk this Friday. Do men concentrate on other men's pockets like that? Like that seriously? Do they look at other men's pockets? PGH Big Dog said, I feel something going on with the camp. Calvin Ford wasn't doing all of the training this camp, and Tank seems to be getting tired of Floyd. Whoa. I mean, we're going to have to look now. That may be out. That could be true because Calvin wasn't there. And we asked that question earlier this week. Where is Calvin? Where is Calvin? PGH Big Dog said, I still put money on Tank in the 6. So let me get to it. So Tank and this dude, right? Y'all know I've been bragging about this dude for a minute. I like him. He's Mexican. I don't have a problem with liking Mexicans, whites, whoever. It's not a color thing for me. I do respect and promote and advocate for my own because I will always do that. But I don't have to tear down or, not like somebody else. I love everybody, right? So anywho, this guy, Isaac Cruz, no doubt when he has this fight this weekend, it's going to change his life for the better. He would have made probably more money than he ever did. I don't know what he's making, but it's going to probably be more money than he ever did. If y'all looked at that All Access, the dude is not living, with a lot of amenities. Let me just say it like that. I ain't gonna say he unhappy because you could be poor and happy as hell. You don't have to be rich to be happy. But I know he loves his wife. He loves his son. And I'm sure he would love to train in a way where he can maybe see his wife and son during the week. Or maybe that's just their culture, their way. Like, I see you when I need to handle some things. And then once I get my rocks off, then I I'll come back later, and see you later. Whatever. I don't know what the dynamic is, but it seemed like, because this guy never is home when he has a fight, and he always is fighting. His longest layoff, I think, was 3 months, and y'all know that ain't shit in the boxing world. So if he's never home when he has his fights because he's training, I don't know how you had a marriage like that, but that's that man business. But him and Tank gonna have a fight. And Tank, as I said before, do not need to fight him like he fought Barrios and Leo. You don't need to strategically look for a place to place your punch. You need to outbox him as you can, because Cruz is not a better boxer than Tank at all. At all. Matter of fact, I will refer y'all to Francisco Vargas fighting Cruz, and that is the strategy. But Tank is way better than Francisco. But look at what Francisco was able to do with Cruz. He just ain't had no power. He just didn't have no power. Pitbull Cruz seems like a really good person, family man, and he can fight. But I think he will have a hard time if he comes forward on Tank. Yeah, look at the Francisco Vargas. If y'all don't believe me, go look at that fight. Y'all could probably get it on demand because I think it played this year on Showtime. Look at that fight and look at how Cruz dealt with him. And look at what Francisco was able to do. Now, Tank being a better boxer, Francisco was catching Cruz coming in. One of y'all, Michael, I think you just said if he comes in, Francisco was catching Cruz coming in and stinging him. He was giving him trouble. He was frustrating him, but his power was nothing to Cruz. So what's going to happen is in that first round, somehow, some kind of way, each one of them going to let each other feel the power. And even though he feels Tank power, he going to be like, ooh, whether he can take it or not. If he shucks Tank's power, whoever shucks the other one's power off like it won't nothing, they're done. They're done. Because if he can shuck Tank's power off and he know that Tank gave it to him good, he's gonna go ham on Tank. He's gonna be relentless. Now Tank is a better boxer, and I suggest he do just that. Box him. And then there will be moments in you boxing him where you can let one good one off, and that's how you're gonna get him. But if you try to strategically place your punch and take a couple of, you don't want to do that with him. This ain't the guy to do that with at all. He is not. He knows some fundamentals, but the nigga believe in his power. So all he got to do is believe in it. And he know you got power. He know the reputation, but he believe he got more. It's like being on submarines in the Navy. Out of 15 months, one time, I was only at home for 11 and a half months. Correction. It's like being on submarines in the Navy. Out of 15 months, one time, I was only home for 3.5 months. Okay. I can say that's a long deployment, but I ain't riding no subs. I rode them big boys, the big dogs. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. If he rush in and Tank box him on the back foot, check hook, catch him coming in, that's all Tank need to do is outbox him. Because Tank can sting him, even with some of them jabs and some of them, hits coming out the back foot. And then when Tank see an opportunity, go for that uppercut. I think Tank know what he needs to do, and I think Tank think is an easy task. I'm just saying, neither one of them have, to me, in my opinion, in their career thus far, have tasted a hard shot. Me them be like, uh-oh. Y'all smash the like button while y'all in here, please. Smash the like button. Neither one of them have faced that yet. Neither one. So that's going to be the telltale sign, y'all. That is going to be the telltale sign. What's going to happen when Tank tastes his power? It might not nothing. Tank might be like, this what y'all talking about? Man, this shit. Come on, bruh. That's what I can see Tank doing. He might be like, really? This what y'all talking about? That dude knows he hits hard. Now, I don't know who is in his ear, who have told him over the years, but he knows he hits hard. He don't think, he knows. And he feels like he can hit Tank hard. But Tank no differently, because Tank like, look, this dude is tailor-made for me. I mean, this is like the perfect fight. Both of them have power. Both of them, but Tank is more of a boxer. Cruz is more of a brawler. Stephen Houston said, nah, Tank got hit hard by Barrios and danced it off. Barrios, I feel you that Tank got hit hard by them, but we didn't see it. That's what I'm saying. We have never seen him get rocked by people we know. I've never looked at Barrios as no hard puncher like that. I never seen that in him. I seen that he hit hard, but when you think about people that knock folks out, you think about Deontay Wilder, you think about Keith One Time Thurman. Yes, you can think about Keith. You can think about Bud. You can think about Spence. You can think about Boots. These people we know hit you hard, and we know that you don't need to be in there if you ain't ready. Tank included. He's one of those people too. It's like saying, if Tank was fighting Devin, would Tank worry about Devin power? You know what I'm saying? Tank is used to fighting middleweights. Cruz generates his power with wide punches open for counters. That may be true, but the man he know fundamentals too. And so is Cruz. Cruz fight big people too. When you said Tank is used to fighting middleweights, meaning he spar with middleweights. He don't really fight them. He just spar with them. But Cruz do too. They both have power that you can be in awe with. I just don't know who has more. I don't know who take what. I've seen people hit Cruz hard. Don't even phase him. That's what we say about Tank as well. As one of you guys said, Barrios hit him hard. He danced it off. Stephen Houston said, dance it off. I remember he was hit hard into the ropes and he played it off by dancing. He was hit hard and he danced it off. He was able to take it. But I'm going to tell you, that triangle right there, Rolly, Cruz, and Tank in the 135, them are your heavy hitters. Those are your heavy hitters. Out of the three, who is the more complete fighter, best fighter? Tank, of course. Tank is a better boxer than either one of them. They all hit hard, though. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know how this going to plan out. Mexico City versus Baltimore, Maryland. Yes. Y'all even hear Tank. Now, Tank, he know how to sell a fight. Y'all hear Tank saying, no, this dude is going to be a challenge. He coming here to fight. Y'all hear Tank talk about this man. Maybe he's selling the fight. Maybe after the fight, he can be like, man, he won't shit. I don't know. I really don't know. But, it's going to be a hard fight. It's not going to be easy unless Tank catch him early. If Tank's whole plan should be just to box him, hit him hard when he can, pick his moments, but always let his hands go. Don't take shots to give shots. Not with him. You can do that with other people, not with him. You probably could do that with Devin Haney, maybe. But you cannot do it with him. You got to let this little nigga know on Jump Street, this ain't what you want. You got to let him know. Because he going to be trying to let you know that. So one of y'all got to let each other know right there in the first round. Who has Cruz knocked out that was a higher level of skill? It don't matter. He fought who was in front of him and he finished them. It doesn't matter. In his last 11 fights, I think all but one, he's knocked everybody out. In Tank's last 16 fights, same thing. Tank finishes them. Tank has a higher percentage rate of finishing people. Y'all start, comparing the level of people they fight. They fight who was in front of them. We know the business of boxing. A lot of people are not getting the fight. That's an unfair way to judge a fighter, to be talking about their opponents when sometimes that shit can't even be helped. It don't matter. Because Tank ain't fought the creme de la creme either. So it really doesn't matter. Neither has Devin. But that has a lot to do with the boxing business, right? So why we just don't judge them by what they showed us they could do? If you in there with a tomato can, I expect you to finish him. Re-emphasizing my earlier point, Tank can't fight Kambosos at 130. Hence, he can no longer make that weight. That's why belts don't matter. I see a catch weight at 135 possibly. Demetrius, and that's something I probably missed something, but he fights at 135. Hold on, let me go back here. I think all Tank fight this weekend is at 135. I'm sorry, Miss T. I see this fight as a complete mismatch and a cherry pick for Tank. I think they punking us for the fight. It's gonna be a wash. No, you don't have to apologize, Mr. Houston. That's your opinion. We be talking in here like I try I make a concerted effort to be respectful, y'all. Just want y'all to know that. Now, sometimes, it is a sport, so people get to talking shit. I don't mind y'all talking shit and all that. If I feel it's way too, disrespectful or anything, then I'll be like, hey, calm down, or whatever. But y'all opinion, I respect all of y'all's opinion. That's why I do the show. We here talking about it. I got people I can talk to about it. I'm happy. Y'all should be happy. It's okay. You can have your opinion. I don't begrudge nobody for their opinion. I hope you guys don't begrudge me for mine. That's just how I like to do things. That's just me. Just me. I'm only talking about me. So you don't never have to say you're sorry. But Demetrius, Tank is fighting at 135, I believe. Unless I missed something. He been done with 130. This Pitbull fights at 135. So this fight this weekend is a 135 division fight. But Tank, like I gave some reasonings why Tank probably don't care. Tank is a star, so he gonna make money regardless. He don't need belts. I mean, it's the truth. He don't need to go have a fight with the belt on the line. The fight, having belts is not gonna deter this man from making millions. Okay. The sanctioning fees of it all. Who the fuck want to pay the sanctioning fees? I done told y'all what to do with these sanctioning bodies. Call the congressman and drop dime. It ain't snitching, because you wasn't a part of the evolution of whatever the hell they doing anyway. So it's not snitching, but go on to call your congressman and drop dime. And he don't want to be stuck fighting tomato cans. But a lot of, I know the Tank earlier this week or last week was complaining, I guess, about his choice in opponents. And y'all heard this man say, I don't have the power, y'all. I'm not the one picking. Y'all heard him kind of say that. And I paraphrased it, but y'all heard him kind of say that. I'm not the one. I don't have no power. And we're like, Tank, take control of yourself. You do have the power. You should have the power. But boxing business will always probably disappoint us. But this is why I try not all the time. Now you can have somebody who blatantly, like a Canelo, he's about the only one. I don't even put this jacket on Ryan Garcia. We got a lot of ducks, we got a lot of chickens, and so I made up the word chaduck. And Canelo exemplifies it. But he definitely is scared to face a challenge. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. AJ got it a little too. And I don't understand people being in a brutal sport as boxing and have fear like that. Like, you should have healthy fear, But you shouldn't have fear like, I don't ever want to face him. I don't ever want to face such. Because they'll beat my ass. You shouldn't. Why you boxing? At that point, why you boxing? You know, believe in your skills, believe in your talent, believe in the hard work you put in, and we don't know what can come of whatever fight you get in, you know. But to stand up there and walk around and act like you scared of something, nah. You know, but you know, when you saying early in your career, I ain't worried about the belts. Tank, you spoke too soon a little bit. You spoke too soon. Michael Fuller, Cruz came into his last fight at 135 at about 133 pounds. Point is, he isn't a natural 135 pounder. I don't know. And I don't even care because every fight I seen him, he was at 135. I really don't know, y'all. I mean, is AJ taking the step aside money? I hope not. And I hear that he's well shit, you never know. If he didn't take the fucking 50 million to fight Deontay, then I don't know. I think if AJ look at that long ass contract, AJ want to be on the top. He don't want to be sloppy seconds. So AJ gonna want his belts back. I'm leaning more towards he's gonna take the fight. Is it me or did AJ look smaller to y'all? I don't know. He's looking hella small to me. Steven Houston, Tank tripping. He has all the power without him. Who do they have in the TMT? It's like when Oscar had Canelo. He's all TMT has. He's their golden goose. Okay. You right, Miss T. They are fighting at 135. Tank only wants the money versus belts. In my mind, I was thinking of Shakur for some reason. That's cool, King. That's cool. Yeah, so Tank and you know, he's just too early in the game to be saying the stuff about yeah, I fight you for the free. You don't want the belts. Come on, Tank. What you there for? Are you telling us something? And like I said, this just update news. I know some of y'all don't give a damn, but I do not dislike Tio, and I wish him best of luck. I do agree with y'all that he need to upgrade from his dad, but Tio had a bicep injury and he had asthma problems, and this is the time of season when because my asthma is bad right this time in springtime. I don't know what the fuck that is. When I'm about to go into winter, when it's cold, I say, "Oh my god, my asthma is terrible." Um, Tyson Fury team is working on step aside money for AJ. AJ shouldn't do it, in my opinion. You know, he looks smaller, but because AJ and his team is very good at stalling fighters out. AJ is like the best at stalling the fighter for 2 and 3. The work that he has done, they should write books on on how to stall out a fighter for 3 years or more. How he stalled out Deontay and avoided him, and still had people believing he was the bee's knees. It's amazing. It's amazing. His team did an amazing job. And AJ, if he was smart, he would not take that step aside money. He would take that rematch with Usyk, get his belts back, and stall Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has no patience. At least Deontay has patience. Tyson Fury is not interested in defending his belts. He's a first striker. He's what I would call a first striker. He gets everything first time up or not at all. He's only interested in that as far as that. Because being a cheater and a liar is not conducive for you having longevity in the fight game. It's just not. So you cannot consistently go down a certain path when you are the cheater and the liar. Because you strike once, they ain't see you coming. Boom, you got everything you want, then you got to fall back. You can't come back and make the same heist again. That's why he's like a first striker. That's how I see Tyson Fury. PGA's Big Dog said, it's BS how they clear the way for some fighters to get undisputed, but roadblocks for Haney, Spence, etc. pisses me off. Indeed, sir. AJ's approach to fight Usyk must change or he will lose again. Indeed, sir. AJ, maybe AJ do suffer from anxiety and stuff, and before certain fights, I'm gonna tell you, I told y'all this before in one of my videos, but it's worth repeating. So AJ, all the shit he did, all these bullshit ass fights that he had, all of that was to avoid Deontay. So Deontay could never be undisputed. Just stalling the man's career out. And AJ's good at that. He took the fight with Usyk because he thought he'd probably win, and he wanted to save face because we can't have you sitting on the shelf. Because after Deontay, which we all thought or knew was going to win against Tyson Fury in the trilogy, after he won, because that's what everybody thought. AJ sitting on the shelf, Deontay gonna be like, "What's up, player?" Deontay gonna say it, and then what you gonna say? What? He was at the end of his rope of stalling. So sometimes I feel like he let that fight go because he didn't really want to have to face Deontay. And I'm telling you, when AJ's fight with Usyk, it was a 4-long conclusion that Deontay was gonna win. Everybody probably, for the most part, even people who are Fury fans probably thought, Deontay gonna kill this nigga. Okay, we couldn't wait. We was salivating at the mouth. Dillian White took the fight with Otto Wallin to save face because if Deontay win, as I'm saying, everybody thinking he gonna win. So let me get this, because remember, he was hesitant about signing that contract. That contract didn't really get signed until right before Deontay's fight, right? It wasn't after Deontay's fight. It was right before Deontay's fight. So Dillian, I'm not free neither. But Mr. Taco Meat always got something to say to Deontay. Where you at, Wilder? Where you at, Wilder? But he really don't mean it. He don't mean it. He was slated to fight Otto Wallin. So if Deontay wins, he's conveniently preoccupied. That buys them more time. But with Deontay losing, now everything get turned upside down. AJ probably be like, fuck. Why'd I let this motherfucker beat me? Let me get my belts back. Because AJ can go on another 3-4 year campaign of stalling Deontay. That's what he knows. That's what he feels. Dillian, what did he do? He showed his real color too. What did he do? Sorry, y'all. Told y'all allergy season around here. What did he do, y'all? What did Dillian do? He canceled the fight and it came up with some fugazi ass reason why he couldn't fight him. We don't think Dillian was hurt. We ain't see no fucking x-rays. But Dillian, before the fight, was the mandatory for Tyson Fury. Now, Tyson Fury don't want to fight with Dillian because guess what? He wants to cheat, but he don't want your ass to cheat. You ever meet people that's a liar, a user, an abuser, whatever, but they only want to get with that good church-going person, or that, it don't have to be church-going, but I'm trying to paint a picture of that good, honest Abe type person. You know what I'm saying? They don't never want to be with somebody like them. Just always want to be around people that's totally, able to be coming. That fifth rush of using somebody, getting over and shit. It's just too exhilarating for them. They gotta have it. But you can't have those feelings with somebody who's just like you. That's why he don't want to fight Dillian. Because Dillian be like, oh, I see your steroids and I raise you some. Plus, I'm gonna take some Glutarol and all other kind of shit because the WBC raised the level. So I'm in on that. I'm on the end with that. Now you got a formidable foe in front of you, as Tyson Fury would see it, because shit, he cheating, I'm cheating. May the best cheater win. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny how boxing turns. Not to be confused with As the World Turns, but it's starting to look like a soap opera. Hold on. He said, I'm watching some video of Cruz. His nickname suits him. He's going to scrap. Yeah. It's BS how they cleared away. Yeah. And AJ's approach to fight Usyk must change. Yeah, I think I read all these. AJ going Larry Hoover versus Usyk. He is a gangster now. What y'all think about that? I think it's nonsense. I think he's not an American and it shows. Michael Fuller said AJ is surrounded by a team that didn't want to see him beat Usyk. His team did not have a good game plan for that fight and didn't prepare AJ mentally to face Usyk. AJ full of shit too. As y'all know that he got a chit where he could take steroids. Chit meaning he has an excuse. And he's been doing it for years. That's why you don't never hear about it. Where he could take it. He has a built-in excuse. Lucky him. You know, we supposed to sit here and believe like the fact when you came out your mother's womb, you won't get no goddamn steroids. So to say anytime in your life that you need it, and it's not for medical reasons, you know, it's kind of like his reasoning is, I gotta wean off, like how you would wean a junkie off of drugs. I don't get it that much, but like it's hard for me to even speculate on it and stuff. My phone blowing up. Yeah, so like AJ, I don't know what's his built-in reasoning, but it don't make sense. You're an athlete, you shouldn't have never been on it. You know, I take steroids. I don't take that kind of steroids, but I have them because of my medical condition. I have edema, and sometimes I need to take a cocktail mixed with Benadryl and 2 types of steroids, else my throat could close up on me and I'll stop breathing. But it don't give me the pecs up here in the neck. It don't make me like, you know, I'm still a female. I'm still a lady. I'm still a lady. Shag-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang. Now, I can currently be seen. Let me get off the Martin stuff. But AJ, his is not stopping the demon. His is not stopping, I don't know what else, but he I don't know why he taking, like, to be honest. It just sounds like he has to wean off it and they're allowing him to have some form of, I don't know why. So to me, at least he had the fortitude to do it in a way that is legal for him. Beforehand, nobody changed the rules for him in a sense. Like he just, I don't know how the fuck he did it, shit. But I still don't see the purpose of it, you know. And then you got Dillian White, who's a known cheater, and Tyson Fury, who's a known cheater, and they don't want to fight each other. Wow, what does that say? You know, that don't even make sense. So I would say, AJ, don't do it. Don't sell yourself short. You done got that long, fat ass contract you done just did with your daddy, with your massa at the Hearns. And so you might as well, you know, AJ is gonna be a long ass road if AJ just fighting without belts. Nobody who the fuck gonna care. That's money lost down the drain. So this is why I say I don't think he's gonna take the step aside money, because he, you know, who is AJ without no belts? That money gonna dry up real quick. Of note too, Kambosos supposed to be attending the Haney fight and the Tank fight, just in case y'all didn't know. Not only is he going to the Haney fight, he's going to the Tank fight. And Tank also wants to reschedule the Rolly fight for next year. How about that? That's what he's saying. So have y'all noticed, or did I notice by myself? I don't feel like I'm by myself, but have y'all noticed that when talking about George Kambosos they always, the powers that be, or these, fantastic article writers, talks about him as if he's undisputed. Have y'all noticed that? Is that just me? They be like, oh, he's undisputed, or oh, he got the 4 belts. Then they be like, he don't really need him. Like, I swear to God, the narrative that is being pushed, the way they doing it with George, you know, I be feeling like we got to be careful that we don't take the bait, because it'll make you say, who, what, you know, it'll make you feel like that. But if we take the bait, we're gonna come off sounding like we hating. We're gonna come off sounding like we're against him, we're anti-George, and we're not right now. Nobody's anti-George or anything. But we have to be careful how we respond to it, because I think that's what they want. And if George is looking at the press, which he will be, will be looking at social media, he can start feeling a certain way, like y'all motherfuckers got a problem with me. Fuck it, because I'm telling y'all what I think is gonna happen. This is what I think. I think they put all that bull crap out in the atmosphere, and either George gonna do one or two things. He gonna be the man that he say he is, and the man that he tried to portray he was after the fight when he said, "I'm gonna hang me," which we all was like, about goddamn time. Yes, do that shit right there. Do that. Don't be like these other motherfuckers. About time. It took a white man to be the man. You know what I'm saying? So we thinking. But then they were like, wait a minute, little white boy. Hold up. And I don't mean to call him a boy. Little white man. Look, you do know that you can milk this shit. And you do know you are the undisputed. You got all the belts and blah, blah, blah. Isn't that what they told T.O.? But we got on T.O. ass for even thinking about calling himself, the man. The undisputed. We got on his ass about that. And then they doing the same thing to George Kambosos. Now, George, you got to be an older, mature man. You can't fall for the okie doke. T.O. is like 24. You like in your early 30s. I would think that you're going to make a wise decision. But they letting George know, like, dude, you could take this belts to Australia. And because you the champ, they got to come see you. We could pick whatever fight. All of them fights going to sell out because you're the Australian champ. You're the undisputed, like you representing the whole country. They're gonna sell out. Even if you fight tomato cans, you're gonna make millions. When you rather do that, because as far as the top tier lightweight, junior lightweight champions, not junior, lightweight champions are concerned, you easy. You're easy. Tank say I'll do it just for the free. You got Ryan bitch ass coming out the woodwork. Devin like, please sign that motherfucking contract. Please do come to my fight. And please, we're going to have this contract ready for you at the end of the fight. Sign that. You know what I'm saying? They all think you easy. You're an easy target. And it just peep game. If Kambosos would have backed out of the fight because of all the moving around and cancellation and all that stuff, which he had the right to do, the mandatory would have been Isaac Cruz for Teofimo. Devin Haney is fighting Jojo Diaz. If Jojo Diaz wins, which I don't think he will, then he can activate his mandatory. Like he can get a title fight with Kambosos. All roads lead to Kambosos. Tank Davis is the mandatory for one of them belts, I think the WBA. So all roads lead to Kambosos. They all lead to him, and he can get a lot of people in the ring. He should not struggle for an opponent at all. He should not have a problem getting an opponent. But it's just about the money now. They putting it in his head. And I feared that. And I would say to Devin Haney's team, and I know that is better than me. In my head, I'm so passionate about it. I'm like, I would like them to have the contract with them at the end of the fight and be like, here, for these folks get up in your ears and start talking that rah-rah. Here, sign this motherfucker right here. Yeah, I'll fight you in Australia. Come on. Sign this thing right here. But, if you don't catch him early, that man is going to go do what they want him to do, is to milk it and make money. Australia will hold those belts as hostage. Anybody who want them got to come down there. And so y'all won't be fighting nobody anyway, because they're already telling him he's undisputed. The same thing they told T.O. We just have y'all go next time y'all interview him, stick a mic in his face and say, "Hey, do you think you undisputed?" See what he gonna say. Okay. My damn dog. She just we wanting love. But stick the mic in his face and see what he say. Maybe he'll say, "Yeah, I'm undisputed." We'll see if it gets to him. But I mean, you got sanctioning body people telling you that. You got everybody that's supposed to be somebody telling you you're the undisputed champion. You got all the 4 belts. That's how they write in the article. He got all the 4 belts. Really? I thought Devin had one of them. But I knew it was going to go to that. In other news, let me see. So, after a while, like I'm saying, after a while, he going to start believing the hype. And then what y'all going to do? What we going to do? They giving him other extra options, so he don't have to go right into the Lions Den with Devin. Because if he fight Devin, it's over. He'd have had the belt for like a hot couple of weeks. That was gonna happen. He's gonna have in boxing time. He gonna have the belts for a hot second, and then Devin gonna unass them off him. And Eddie Hearn is the only one that's speaking up, saying for Devin, nah, bro, you are not undisputed. There's a person named Devin Haney, and y'all gotta recognize that Eddie Hearn the only one that's speaking up. He has a WBC franchise. Haney has the regular WBC. Yeah, he has the same thing that T.O. had. And I thought the WBC franchise disproves yet again it moves with the win or loss, even though when it came out, it wasn't supposed to move like that. But then we got to look back at Canelo and be like, the WBC has said recently that Canelo, because he's a franchise champion, it don't matter what weight class, he could pick and choose. Like, I mean, it's this nigga Jesus. I'm not even going to get off on Canelo because that's a whole nother story. But, that franchise belt is whoever they want. I speculated yesterday who they probably prefer to have all them belts, and that's Ryan. That's why they bringing him up. And probably Cruz. If Cruz beat Tank, then he's in Tank's position, right? So then he can have a shot at Kambosos. I mean, it's the Kambosos sweepstake. And everybody know that Kambosos, technically, if T.O. was in great shape and ready to go, he would not have won. Everybody knows that. Or everybody feels that. I feel that. And that's why they want him, because they feel like he light in the ass and he's an easy mark. And Kambosos can take them belts and run and fight people down in the down under that we don't know and just make millions. And just stay down there. And 135, there won't be a 135 division in America because all y'all motherfuckers gonna have to go down there. You got Tszyu, I don't know what weight class he fight at. Kostya son. Okay, AB is making news too. He say coming back to the ring soon. Eddie Hearn wants to match him up with Conor Benn, but Eddie and AB don't get. I mean, Eddie and AB, don't get along too well, and so we don't know how that's gonna work. But AB, it could be a tune-up fight. For Conor, it's a trial run before he try to go at the big dogs. You can never call AB a ducker or a runner. That's something we can never do because AB almost kind of like Shawn Porter for everybody. He don't give a fuck. He fight everybody. And so that, that's what's coming up. Clarissa Shields has vacated her WBA, WBC, and IBF junior middleweight belts. She's still listed as a champion in the WBO. She is pursuing middleweight glory. She's trying to be undisputed in there. Y'all know that she eventually gonna have a fight with Savannah Marshall. She got a lot on her plate, and she still do mixed martial arts. So she don't want to hold up the division. She gave away those belts, and the belts that she vacated. There's people who won titles off it in recent times, like in the last couple of months. So she don't want to hold up the division. Her fight, I think, was originally going to be on the 11th of December, but I know it's now on January 29th with a person named Emma Kazin. So that's Clarissa going to be fighting in January. We got to make sure we catch that. Like I said, y'all be on the lookout. Is it me or AJ lost a lot of weight? Looked like he lost a lot of weight. And y'all got February 19th, Khan and Kell Brook. Do anybody care about that? I don't know. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. You said he has the W. Yeah, okay, I saw that one. And then you said Knicks and Cowboys are playing. Oh, that's what's going on. So let me go on off and wait a minute, Knicks and the Cowboys, because I was gonna say both of them football, but then hold up, the Knicks is basketball, right? And Cowboys is football, right? So let me go on and get off and let y'all fellas enjoy that game. It ain't much news. It's gonna be a great weekend, and hopefully y'all check it out. We got, of course, Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz, which who don't want to see the Dream in action. So that's gonna be on DAZN this weekend, and then on Sunday pay-per-view, Cruz and Tank. Now I'm actually gonna he said Knicks and Bulls, Cowboys versus Saints. Okay. I'm actually gonna check out both of those fights. So I don't have to pay for Devin. I have DAZN, but so I'm gonna actually get the Tank and Cruz because I've already been a fan of Cruz. So and I'm a fan of Tank Davis. Anyway, so thank y'all for coming in. Remember, when y'all know better, you do better. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? So yeah, let me get up out here. I ain't messing with y'all basketball and football. Shit. Anywho, when you know better, you do better. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.